fears of an all-out war after U.S. President Donald Trump declared that the airspace above and around Venezuela should be considered closed in its entirety. The announcement, delivered without specifics, immediately fueled speculation about whether Washington is preparing for direct action against President Nicolás Maduro's government. Trump has previously said that U.S. maritime operations targeting alleged drug shipments could expand into land strikes, even as he has also held conversations with Maduro about a possible visit to the United States. Inside Venezuela, the question isn't whether the U.S. military outweighs the Venezuelan armed forces, it unquestionably does, but how the country would choose to respond. Years of financial collapse, low salaries, and deteriorating hardware have limited training and weakened morale. Desertions already occur across several units and could accelerate if a U.S. attack begins, according to individuals familiar with internal conditions. Many soldiers have far more experience confronting street protests than preparing for foreign conflict, and much of Venezuela's Russian-made equipment, from helicopters to tanks, is decades old. But the response Venezuela is preparing is not based on conventional strength. Confidential planning documents reviewed by Reuters describe a nationwide strategy built around prolonged resistance. Rather than meeting a U.S. force head-on, small military teams would disperse to more than 280 locations. Their orders: sabotage, hit-and-run tactics, and guerrilla-style disruption, designed to stretch any conflict far longer than a rapid U.S. operation. Venezuela's 5,000 Russian-made Igla missiles, highlighted on state television, have already been deployed as part of these preparations. A second strategy, referenced in internal planning but never acknowledged publicly, focuses on Venezuela's capital. Intelligence services and armed ruling party groups would be mobilized to create disorder inside Caracas, making the country difficult to govern in the event of an invasion. Known inside planning circles as anarchization, it is designed to overload security forces, stretch foreign operations, and force a chaotic environment that complicates any U.S. presence. Venezuelan officials maintain that Washington is pushing regime change in order to seize control of the country's vast oil resources, an allegation U.S. officials deny. Maduro insists that the United States is inventing false justifications for intervention, while critics outside the government argue that the weakened condition of the military leaves the country with few conventional options. At the same time, Trump claims that Maduro's government shelters drug cartels and narco-terrorists, framing Venezuela as a regional security threat. With military readiness strained and the threat of U.S. action looming, the question is not whether Venezuela can match American force, but whether its strategy of dispersal, sabotage, and urban disruption could reshape any conflict into something far more unpredictable. As both governments harden their messaging, the next move remains uncertain, and the stakes across Latin America continue to rise.